thank you for being here today. I'm the Acting Director, Ben Stevenson, of the department. We're going to start our program off with the invocation by Chaplain Eisler.
Let us pray. Father God in heaven, this is indeed a good day to be alive. We thank you for your grace and mercy. Thank you for this department, for all that they have endured over the last couple of years. Thank you for allowing them to get together again to honor and respect one another. We continue to pray for their safety, for their guidance, for their strength, and that whatever they put their hands to, it might be well. Bless those who are here in attendance. Give them a great day. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. At this time, we will do the presentation of colors. We all rise. Thank you.
Right shoulder up. Forward. Forward. One time. March. Hunter. One. Precinct. Hunt.
We now introduce Lieutenant Mahogany. I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join in. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I give him commands?
Order. Oh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Right. Hey. Forward. March.
right, thank you. You can be seated. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Ben Stevenson, and I serve as the Acting Director for the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation. I want to thank you all for coming here today to celebrate DOCR's 49th annual award ceremony that celebrates and acknowledges those who perform the challenging work within our corrections profession. We're also excited to be here today in person. Being the last time that we did a face-to-face award ceremony was 2019 with this such group. This week is very special for corrections on multiple levels. We are celebrating both National Correctional Officers and Employees Week and also National Nurses Week. Each week during this week, we recognize correctional employees who exemplify professionalism, integrity, and strength in the face of difficult and often dangerous work environments. Correctional employees play a vital role in our criminal justice system, so I would ask everyone to think of correctional officers, nurses, case managers, mental health clinicians, teachers, program, IT staff, maintenance workers, and all staff that work in our jail to keep them in your thoughts. If you work in corrections, we must know that it's up to us to tell our stories, to recognize our achievements, to support one another, and shine a positive light on our profession and with the good work that we do. I would also like to mention at the beginning of this week, on Saturday, our very own Honor Guard placed first place in the Honor Guard competition after participating with the Council of Governments Fallen Wreath ceremony in Washington, D.C. I think back to the late Priscilla Scott, who was a representative of DOCR, would be highly proud of that achievement, and I want to thank the Honor Guard for their work and showing their best in winning first place. I also want to mention that DOCR is celebrating its 50th year anniversary, as well as the Pre-Release Center. In 1972 is when we became the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation. It was also the separation of work release and reentry to be part of corrections or separate from corrections. And so later on this year, we will be acknowledging and celebrating those milestones of our department as well. Again, the Montgomery County Department of Correction and Rehabilitation has a long-standing tradition of providing professional public safety and reentry services to the returning citizens of this county. We are proud of the work that they do, that many people don't even know what we do. I would thank our honorable guests that have come here to participate in our awards event today and thank them for their support, as it is invaluable to the work that we do. And that is the Honorable County Executive, Mark Elrich, the Honorable Council members that support our programs, the County Administrative Officer, Rich Matalino, Police Chief Marcus Jones, Sheriff Max Wee, Administrative Judge Jim Bonifant, our Assistant CAO, Dr. Earl Stoddard, MCGO President Gino Wren, as well as Lisa Blackwell, and as well as our beloved guests that have come today. We have the former Director of Corrections, Angela Talley, who's sitting in the front row with us as well. So again, I thank all those that celebrate our week with us today. At this time, I would like to introduce you to the Master of Ceremony, which is Miss Carolyn Davis. Ms. Davis joined our department as a correctional officer in 2002. She has worked with DOCR for over 20 years. This is not her first emceeing event. I've done it with her, I want to say 13 years ago. She knows our department, our work. She's worked in reentry. She's worked in various roles within our department, and she is going to lead us in our ceremony today. So at this time, Ms. Davis, would you come to do our presentation of awards? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Okay. We're going to start with the first award, Departmental Outstanding Performance Certificate. Awarded to an employee of the department who has exhibited performance beyond that which would be expected in the normal course of carrying out his or her duties. The employee has shown initiative and exhibited extraordinary performance in their job classification. First up is Mr. Tyrone Alexander. Tyrone serves as the Reentry Services Manager with the Pre-Release Center. As a working supervisor and while the pre-release was closed, Mr. Alexander worked several different job assignments and was tasked with additional special assignments. In addition to his flexible managerial coverage, Tyrone provided acting manager coverage for the pretrial supervision unit on 2 separate occasions. Tyrone covered his managerial posts while also being assigned to other projects and tasks. Tyrone is always prepared to assist with whatever assignment that is asked of him. Tyrone also has juggled many hats and to ensure operational coverage, managed daily operations, and in addition to his regular supervisor of staff members deployed to other divisions. Tyrone demonstrates outstanding performance and consistent leadership when called upon. Tyrone Alexander. Next, we have Officer Odelis Beza Villatoro. Officer Villatoro is an exceptional and outstanding employee. She has accomplished many merits within DOCR. She is the first Hispanic female in the history of DOCR to become a member of the emergency response team. Officer Villatoro is also the first Hispanic female to be certified as a defensive tactics instructor by the state of Maryland. She always demonstrates a positive attitude within her team and helps in various areas implementing the daily operations. She is always there to help others in any situation or difficulty when officers need backup due to inmate misconduct or fighting. She has proactive leadership skills and her work ethic is impressive. She is well respected, maintains her calm, and gets the job done. Officer Villatoro is deserving of recognition for her work excellence and outstanding performance. Next, we have Reggie Blankson. Reggie serves as the Assistant Manager at the Pretrial Services Unit. Last year, Mr. Blankson assisted DOCR with managerial coverage by being the acting manager of the Pretrial Supervision Program. Mr. Blankson provided operational manager coverage in addition to assisting with supervision coverage at the Pretrial Assessment Unit. Reggie is an efficient, flexible, and innovative working supervisor who not only multitasks, but also delivers on getting problems solved. DOCR receives positive feedback about Manager Blankson from judges from both district and circuit court for his reliability and follow-up on court-related matters. Reggie's assistance, strong work ethic, and outstanding performance is appreciated by DOCR. Next, Rosa Carriega. Rosa serves as a program manager in the pretrial supervision unit. In her role, Rosa processes numerous expungement records that are received from the court. In 2022, she volunteered to provide additional assistance processing expungements for pretrial's diversion program, which was closed and had no staff to assist. Rosa helped process large numbers of expungements for the diversion program to ensure that we met required deadlines. The pretrial program appreciates Rosa's hard work in helping beyond her normal job duties to complete court-related processes in a timely manner. Next, we have Sergeant Daniel. Sergeant Daniel is an excellent example of a model officer. He shows good leadership and goes above and beyond to help his fellow officers. Sergeant Daniel always makes himself available to his fellow workmates at any time. He's the mentor of the 3-shift, a teacher to new officers, and a counselor to anyone who needs to talk about anything other than work. Officer Daniel is a very fun guy to work with. He is knowledgeable about the life of a correctional officer and is willing to share his expertise and opinions whenever Sergeant Daniel is known for quoting the following when things seem difficult. Always keep the tenacity to overcome challenges seen and unseen. Sergeant Daniels. Next, we have Rosemary Deans. During the COVID-19 pandemic, pretrial diversion laboratory assistant, Ms. Deans, has assisted the Detention Services Division, aided with employee COVID-19 tested, and supported the medical section with medical filing. Additionally, she has provided front desk coverage at the pretrial services unit. Ms. Dean is a flexible team player within our department and is always available to assist DOCR with administrative and operational projects. She is always willing to help at any capacity during this past year, and she has been instrumental in assisting DOCR with unique but important projects that keep our operations safe. Rosemary Deans. Next, we have Neelam Manocha. Neelam is the financial assistant who works with the pre-release residents at Community Corrections. Community Corrections has been closed since July 2020, and the staff have been reassigned to other areas in DOCR to perform similar duties. However, Neelam, having a unique skill set as a fiscal assistant and experience working in various areas of the facility, was assigned to perform duties that were outside of her area of expertise. For example, she assisted the HR section with archiving files and updating the training database. She worked with COVID test sites in all 3 DOCR facilities and was also assigned to support medical by working as a medical billings clerk and other duties as assigned. DOCR appreciates Neelam's willingness and dedication to step in and assist whenever she is needed within the department. Neelam Manocha. Next, we have Caitlin Neff. During the COVID-19 pandemic, PAA Caitlin Neff assisted the Detention Services Division, aided with employee COVID-19 testing, and supported the medical section with medical filing. Additionally, she provided front desk coverage at pretrial services. PAA Neff is a flexible team player within our department, is always available to learn and help with new projects. She is always willing to assist staff at any capacity, and during this past year, she has been instrumental in assisting DOCR with unique but important projects that keep our operations safe. Caitlin Neff. Robin Quillens. Robin Quillens is the epitome of an outstanding supervisor, as she works with the absolute minimal assistance for her manager and senior leadership. She manages her staff at MCDC with grace and respect. Her food and supplies expenditures are always within budget with minimal to zero waste. Robin is organized and always survey ready with the required documents. She graciously helped train her colleague, Jabbar Carter, when he was promoted to a supervisory position. She assisted her manager in ensuring that all CDOs passed their ServSafe exams and obtained their county licenses, which prevented a compliance issue for gaps in certifications. She assists her manager to meet the goal of having all CDOs allergen trained. Robin Quillens is a great asset to the food service department, and her leadership and demeanor inspire others to excel. Robin Quillens. Next, we have Shirley Taylor. Shirley is a valued officer service coordinator and a key member of the food services team. Her office may be tucked away behind the barbershop out of sight, but she is always on everyone's mind as the go-to person for assistance. If you call Shirley with the group, you will be sure to get an answer. If she doesn't know the information, she will get back to you before the close of business or after researching to find the information. The dietary officers say Shirley is not just our OSC, she is our record keeper. If you know what I mean, all of your I's must be dotted and your T's crossed before the paperwork reaches her desk. And you better not have used a red pen or a Sharpie marker or else. In all sincerity, the food service department would not be successful with the audits without her dedication to excellence and perseverance. Shirley is always deserving of recognition as she stepped in during the absence of the food service manager, took over the budgetary requirements, the child nutrition program requirements, the therapeutic and religious diet requirements, especially during the month of Ramadan, and kept it all together on the regular responsibilities as well. In addition, Shirley trained the new manager and continues to assist with the child nutrition program, ensuring that compliance is maintained to keep the program afloat and the funds rolling in. Thank you to all that you do to make the food service team a success. Shirley Taylor. Okay. Kevin Torres is a reliable, hardworking, and respectable person who is always willing to help anyone with any task. Officer Torres provides a big help when it comes to our Spanish-speaking inmates and the need for translation to better communicate with them. Officer Torres's interpersonal communication skills are very valuable in different situations. Officer Torres also helps with being a field training officer for new and older employees. Kevin Torres. Next, we have Departmental Outstanding Performance Medallion, awarded to an employee of the department who has exhibited performance beyond that which would be expected in the normal course of carrying out his or her duties. The employee has shown initiative and exhibited extraordinary performance in their job classification through special projects of significant magnitude with the long-term impact on how the department conducts business, discovering or preventing security violations, save the county significant expenditure of resources, or exhibited exceptional response in a crisis situation. Christopher Hallams. Pardon me, I've been summoned. Okay, at this time, I would like to swerve a little bit because I got a little ahead of myself. At this time, we would like to acknowledge our county executive, Mark Elridge. Better late than never, my apologies. At this time, we would have you come up. Doing our proclamation.
Okay.
My apologies.
That's okay.
You have to be quick on your feet with corrections, folks.
So like at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I was going to be sitting and they were going to be reading the proclamations at the end, or you read the proclamations in the beginning. Either way, it all works out the same. And so I have no problem. I just thought, okay, this is interesting. I want to just thank everybody for what you did. I mean, I've got more formal remarks, but I just want to say, like, you all got us through COVID, and you were one of those places where there was no remote work. So you're out there putting your lives on the line every day. All the normal hazards you had to deal with, and then you had to deal with the hazards of COVID, and 3 years of this emergency. And while other people comfortably worked from home and did Zoom meetings, you had none of those opportunities. And we put you on the front lines. And I remember the earliest days because we were asking people to make masks, to make cloth masks, because there weren't any proper masks to be had. And then we provided people with masks that were kind of substandard masks. And eventually, when the supply chain revived, we actually provided you with actual masks. And it shouldn't have been like that, but this country wasn't prepared at all. Montgomery County was part of the lack of preparedness. But through all that, none of you said, well, I'm not doing this, I'm not showing up. You showed up anyway. And I want you to know how much I appreciate the fact that you showed up anyway. It's a lot of courage on your part and a lot of commitment on your part. And the county and myself are all grateful for the fact that you continue to do your job and do it in the best way you could possibly do your job. And so it's nice to be back today and to listen to the awards that are being given out, and to the fact that you're finally getting acknowledged after 3 years of not being able to do this kind of normal thing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being able to do something normal now. Thank the leadership of the department, both the current person and Angela Talley, our former leader there, for, I think, providing excellent service to the county and having people working for them who understand the value that you bring to the community and the importance of doing the job and doing it right. And I'm just truly, truly grateful for this. We're going to be acknowledging people for the length of service. It is important that people do this for a long time. Many of you who work this know that if you were constantly faced with new people every day, getting continuity and stability in your department would be extraordinarily difficult. Having people who make this a career, who stick at it not just for a year or two, but stick at it for 10, 20, 30 years, is really important. And you provide stability and leadership in your departments, and you provide examples that other workers can look to and say, this is the way the job is done, and this is a decent place to work because people here get promoted and get opportunities. So I'm just going to close out there and read a proclamation, but I just, it's a great opportunity. We talk a lot about everybody else who did stuff, and you're kind of like the unsung heroes in this county. Corrections, we don't think of that as a department that we hold up. That's like, it's there, it's the jail. But, I'll say, and those of you who know me know I'm pretty progressive in a political outlook. I think this is one of the best jail facilities in the country. And it's one of the best facilities because of the programs and the people who work there. And it's interesting to be proud of a jail, but I always tell people that one of our best institutions in this county is the jail we run here. And I think that says a lot about you. And I'm glad I'm able to say that to people instead of apologizing for the jail that we run here. So, and I've seen friends in other jails, and I know that this jail is infinitely better. I would not want to be in Towson. One of the worst institutions I've ever seen. Seriously, when you only get one book every 3 weeks or 2 books, and there's no outdoors, and people pace the rooms, and people sit around and train each other on how to rob a Home Depot, and it's like that kind of stuff going on inside. I'm glad we're here. So it's a proclamation, and it says, whereas correctional employees form a core element in the public safety team in Montgomery County and the state of Maryland. Our correctional employees provide security supervision, treatment services, and reentry programming for nearly 1,500 individuals daily. And whereas professional correctional employees serve a vital role in Montgomery County with law enforcement and fire and rescue colleagues engaging in dangerous and potentially life-threatening situations every single day of the week. And whereas members of the Montgomery County community recognize and appreciate the complex, dangerous, and challenging responsibilities carried out by every single staff member in the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, DOCR continues to lead the way for others in Maryland and in the United States as a model of the best in correctional practices. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Mark Elrich is County Executive and Evan Glass is Council President. Evan is laboring with our budget. Hereby proclaim May 7th to 13th, 2023 as Correctional Employees Week in Montgomery County. Please join me in recognizing and thanking our correctional employees and staff for their continued efforts in Montgomery County. And I will present this to you. And I can't say thank you enough.
Thank you. At this time, I would just like to point out, I am clearly not Scott McFarland. I messed everything up, but we are going to welcome up Lisa Henderson as our keynote speaker. Thank you. Just moving my stuff out of your way.
Thank you, and another round of applause for Carolyn Davis for the work that she is doing. Thank you. It is my honor, absolute honor, to be here today. Full disclaimer, I forgot my glasses in the car, and my printer broke, and I printed my speech out in blue. So if I start to freestyle, y'all just dance, okay? All right? But as the kids say, I have no bars, so I don't know how well that's gonna go. Thank you, Ben Stevenson, for inviting me here today. It is an absolute honor. I feel like the stepchild that DOCR never talks about. It is an honor. I was hoping to be honored one day with a taser, but I'll accept this as a keynote speaker as well. So thank you very much for being here today. And I want to say welcome to the county executive, to Rich Madaleno, and to Angela. It's great to see you back and here today. So thank you all. All right, I'm going to try to read this. So the modern correctional system began to emerge in the late 18th and early 19th centuries with the rise of the penitentiary movement. This idea was to create a new form of punishment that was more humane than physical punishment and could also serve as a means of rehabilitation. One of the earliest examples of this new approach was the Walnut Street Jail in Philadelphia, which opened in 1790. The facility was designed to house offenders in separate cells and provide them with education and religious instruction in the hope that they would be reformed and become positive members of society. This model of imprisonment quickly spread throughout the United States and Europe, and by the mid-19th century, most Western countries had established large-scale penitentiaries. In the 20th century, the focus on the correctional system was still a concentration on rehabilitation and reform, including a great emphasis on education, vocational training, the mental health services, and the use of probation, parole, and community-based alternatives to imprisonment also become more common. But through this evolution of the correctional system, technology had no significant role in this progress. At the same time, the technology industry was also evolving to include the invention of personal computers, wireless technology, and radio. There was quite a bit to consider in order to marry the correctional system to technology. Some of you may have been here long enough to remember the opening of the Montgomery County Correctional Facility in 2003. With the opening of that incredible facility, there was no technology. It wasn't yet a foresight to implement technology into construction, into a building construction, and the opening of the correctional facility, but that lesson was truly learned. A couple of years later, DOCR took on the brave and successful attempt to automate the arrest and booking process in the Montgomery County Central Processing Unit. Once managed by the police department, the unit was now in the hands of DOCR. There was no other example in the country that joined and automated both the law enforcement arrest process and the booking process. And I'll tell you, when we started the implementation of what you know as CRIMS, we took, with Art Wallenstein then as the Director of Corrections, we were allowed to take a road trip around to other facilities to see their correctional systems and get an idea of how we could implement and what this should look like. I will remember, and there are some correctional officers here, and a captain in particular, Captain Taylor will remember, when we took a road trip to Maine, we looked at the pictures of the hotel we were going to stay at. Yeah, that's not what it looked like in person. Where they said they had a pool, there was a hole in the concrete that was filled with rain. And that evening, as we all cowered in our hotel room, a bunch of us, the warden was with us, correctional officers, administrators were with us, and we cowered as there was a knife fight in the parking lot. So it was, and I remind Captain Taylor, because he did not know it, but he was my personal bodyguard that entire trip. So that was part of the journey of implementing CRIMS. But I'm happy to say that as of today, corrections processes 11,000 records a year in the CRIMS system. So congratulations on that work. And as a result, the police are getting back on the streets faster, offenders are being processed equitably and swiftly. And if I'm gonna share another story real quick about the swift processing that happened when the CRIM solution was implemented. The day we went live, June 11th, 2011, I will never forget it. The next day I got a call from then County Executive Ike Leggett, who had spoken to an attorney of one of the offenders who were being processed. And the issue was that she was normally processed in about 3 or 4 hours. But with the implementation of the new system, and if you remember that first day, for those of you who were there, we had police officers out the door, wrapped around the corner, waiting for people to process as we got this system going. And that day, it took her about 8 hours to get processed, and she was complaining because normally she's out in about 3 or 4 hours. So that was the worst that we had with that implementation that day, that we didn't get what we call a frequent flyer, didn't get them out in the 3 to 4 hours that they were used to. But we work it out now because I think the processing is between 90 minutes to an hour to 90 minutes. Not long after the implementation of CRIMS, again, DOCR was asked to step up to the technology plate when the county had a looming $1 million payment that was due to the maintenance of the Criminal Justice Information System, which many of you remember as CJIS. If the mainframe system, for which DOCR was the heaviest user, was not replaced within the year, the county would make the $1 million payment. So again, we got to work. To transition services to the newer technology, such as the pretrial case management work and the other more challenging efforts of the pretrial supervision unit, where bond hearings had to happen. We could not get that wrong. What you know today as the Criminal Justice Case Management System, or CJCMS, it replaced the mainframe solution. And not only did DOCR play an integral part in the county avoiding the large $1 million payment, but as a department, you should proudly brush your shoulders off every time you use email or Microsoft Teams, because the county used that money to purchase the Microsoft Office 365 suite that you know today. That's a round of applause. Congratulations. And I'm not done yet. Now, the reason why I know and can pronounce the word diminution is because in the Maryland State Bill 1005, or the Justice Reinvestment Act, as the legislators work to provide opportunities for inmates to receive increased credits and to reduce their time served, the new rules made it very challenging to manually track all of the changes that occurred daily, such as joining a work program, getting a new sentence while incarcerated, or transferring to the pre-release center. And maybe because our legislators did not think that was quite challenging enough, they also added into the new function of restitution, where inmates would now be able to start paying their restitution while they were incarcerated. Tracking restitution was a significant change for the pre-release center. But again, we got to work, and in 2019 implemented the jail management system that you know as JMS. Although diminution and restitution automation was the focus, while everyone was paying attention, the MCDC intake process was automated to include R&D, medical, PTSU, and the classification unit. Now the TEBS team is working with DOCR to implement a new correctional electronic medical record solution, scheduled to go live this summer. Right, Janet? I'm always impressed at how quickly DOCR steps up to do the challenging and sometimes scary and often frustrating work of implementing new technology. But we know we need to continually evolve in the technological realm and meet the needs of modern correctional facilities. One of the primary uses of technology in the correctional system is to enhance security. This includes the electronic surveillance systems, closed-circuit television, biometrics, identification, and alarm systems. Technology has made it easier for inmates to stay in touch with their families and friends through video conferencing and phone calls. This has helped to reduce the feeling of isolation that can lead to depression and other mental health issues, which we saw during the pandemic. Technology has made it easier for correctional facilities to manage inmate records and keep track of daily activities. This includes electronic case management, digital fingerprinting, and will soon include electronic medical records. We know from the pre-release center that technology is also used to provide training and education to residents. This includes the use of computer-based learning programs, vocational training, and distance learning. While technology can improve the correctional system's efficiencies and effectiveness, there are concerns about privacy, security, and potential abuse. Therefore, it is essential to strike a balance between the benefits and risks of incorporating technology into the correctional system. This work can only be done through a partnership, and I thank the Management Services Division, especially the Information Technology team, for their commitment and collaboration through every one of these initiatives. Now I'm going to take a long pause while we applaud all the IT folk around the world. All right, we're not finished. I said IT. All right. Now, I don't know what we will embark on next. I have no idea what technology is coming our way, what the IGES program team will embark on with the Department of Corrections, but I know whatever it is that you all will be ready to handle it. So thank you so much for your collaboration, for your partnership, and I look forward to working with you for many years to come. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we are going to have our Departmental Outstanding Performance Certificate winners come up. Tyrone Alexander. Rosa Carriega. Not sure if Sergeant Daniel is here. Sergeant Daniel? How can I miss you? Rosa Marie Deans. Neelam. Caitlin Neff. Robin Quillens. Shirley Taylor. Dan the man. Kevin Torres. Thank you. Thank you, Caitlin. Congrats. He gonna jump off the stage. That topped my flow. Okay. Now we resume. I'm on Outstanding Performance Medallion. Sergeant Christopher Hallams is an innovative thinker and resourceful when it comes to special projects. He took the initiative to develop a plan to get 50 to 75 inmates assigned identification bands. He stayed past his scheduled shift to ensure the ID assignments were completed and constantly followed up to ensure the inmates were still wearing it. In addition to working through this project, Sergeant Hallams has proved to be very reliable and to have a strong work ethic. He is constantly teaching other staff and, on many occasions, volunteers to help other officers by taking their drafts to relieve the strain. He is constantly finding ways to make a simple task easier and more effective. On one occasion, while Warden Abello was touring the medical area, Sergeant Hallams demonstrated great initiative by suggesting to him to relocate one bed and 2 separate cells located in the dispensary area to improve the night shift officers' line of sight, and makes the ability to see inmates housed in this area, which would reduce the risk of inmate suicides. This was a great idea, therefore Warden Abello immediately instructed the maintenance department to make this suggested change. During the last couple of months, he has been assigned as a shift commander and filled in for line staff as a housing escort relief officer. Sergeant Hallams never complains and always has a positive attitude. I'm sorry? Okay, thank you. Life-Saving Award. Awarded to an employee of the department who aids in an emergent situation. Gold. Any staff member who physically intervened to prevent a suicide and/or attempted to save the life of staff, a member of the public, or inmate by performing CPR, removal of noose, or administering first aid to serious or life-threatening injuries. Etched desktop medallions will be awarded in equivalent merit commendation bars to uniformed staff. Officers Aaron Page, Roderick Platt, and Lukman Zachariah. Officer Zachariah responded to an emergency in the Crisis Intervention Unit for an inmate who violently struck his head against a lavatory commode, causing severe lacerations and blood splatter throughout the area. The inmate was experiencing a psychotic episode and had a history of violent behavior and mental illness. Officer Zachariah immediately intervened, opened the cell door, risked personal injury by removing the barrier between himself and the threat, and deployed his OC spray to prevent further self-injurious behavior by the inmate. As the inmate was escorted to medical for treatment, he became unresponsive and suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. Officer Page and Officer Platt immediately provided CPR and life-saving chest compressions until the AED and medical bag were available. Once the AED arrived at the scene, the pads were applied, but no shock was administered. EMS arrived and took over CPR and transported the inmate to the local hospital for further treatment. The inmate was hospitalized for 2 days for further evaluation and treatment, which included intubation, neurological care, and psychiatric treatment. The actions of these officers went above and beyond the call of duty, as despite the dangers imposed by the inmate's mental instability and the risk of a bloodborne pathogen exposure, these officers intervened without hesitation. The life-saving actions performed by these officers enabled the inmate to get care and treatment and make a full recovery. They are well deserving of this life-saving gold award. Non-Departmental Outstanding Performance Plaque Group Award. Heather Black, Amanda Hardy-Conkis, Carrie Coleman, Rebecca Letha, Manu Daniel, Shane Balasubramanian, and Raman Veda.
Come on up.
Given to employees who worked on a special project meeting the criteria above under Outstanding Performance Award, the Outstanding Performance Group Award. The Telestaff Accrual Leave Interface Project was a multi-departmental group effort to create an interface for the time reporting application. The software interface required working with multiple systems, gathering requirements, and writing new source code, configuring the systems, testing, and final deployment. Four different application systems were used and configured to generate accrual leave balance files, extensible markup language, and comma-separated values to transfer the data from the Oracle Enterprise Resource Planning, MC Time Payroll, Enterprise Service Bus to the Kronos Telestaff application. The Telestaff Accrual Leave interface allows DOCR employees to see their leave accrual balance in Telestaff. The interface is programmed to run on a daily basis. Employee leave balances were extracted from MC Time ERP and data transferred through ESP to DOCR staff. With every IT project, there are many individuals working together behind the scenes and investing many long hours to make the project successful. This Outstanding Performance Group Award is given to acknowledge the following teams who came together and worked on this project: the Department of Finance, Department of Technology and Enterprise Business Solutions, and the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation. Your collective hard work is appreciated and deserving of this award. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next, we have the Departmental Outstanding Performance Plaque Group Award. The Honor Guard members always go above and beyond to show the pride of the Montgomery County Department of Correction and Rehabilitation at events including funerals, inauguration ceremonies, and competitions. On September 10, 2022, the Honor Guard competed in the Metropolitan Washington Council of Government Wreath-Laying Ceremony and Honor Guard competition and placed third. Their dedication and commitment to represent the department with excellence is deserving of this Outstanding Performance Group Award. At this time, I would like to call up Robert Andrews, Dwayne Carter, Sierra Coburn, Broderick Francis, Joseph Hardiman, Linda Mahogany, and Lieutenant Tab. Hello. Next, we have the Divisional Employee of the Year. Awarded to one employee within a division who has made an outstanding contribution to the division and/or department. The employee has exhibited extraordinary performance beyond that which would be normally expected in carrying out his or her duties. Their contribution has had a significant impact on the division and/or the department. The Divisional Employee of the Year goes to, for Community Corrections, Sarah Piorco. Sarah provides exemplary case management work within the pretrial supervision unit. In her daily work, she handles numerous high-risk community supervision cases that require intensive management and knowledge of community risk. This past year, she has successfully supervised numerous high-profile supervision cases. These types of cases require close attention to detail and reviewing complex situations and reporting back to the courts in a timely manner to prevent further public safety risk. Her work requires court appearances, review of electric monitoring data, and providing the courts with up-to-date treatment details. Additionally, Sarah serves as the wellness champion for the Community Corrections Division. She goes above and beyond to promote community wellness activities and events. She organizes events such as special color staff shirt days to show support for movements such as breast cancer, mental health, and domestic violence awareness. Sarah has excellent case management work, and activities to promote wellness are highly commendable. Sarah exemplary work managing high-risk cases and promotes wellness, and it is commendable. Management Services Division Employee of the Year, Alyssa Hahn. Ms. Hahn transferred to DOCR from Animal Services September 26, 2021, as an OSC. During calendar year 2022, Alyssa has demonstrated that she can deliver technology improvements in DOCR HR by using various software application and social media platforms. She has converted the background booklet in an automated form so that it is more user-friendly for our stakeholders. She has created DOCR HR SharePoint Internet site, as well as created a Facebook presence for DOCR HR. Alyssa goes above and beyond in taking courses that will benefit her personally and the county as well. She has earned the designation of Certified Professional, SHRM, from the Society of Human Resources Management. This is not an easy feat as a junior employee. However, she uses this knowledge to ensure that tasks she performs are aligned with national human resources standards and practices. Alyssa Hahn. She is in Korea right now. So, yeah. Detention Services Division Employee of the Year, Lieutenant Marcus Tabb. Lieutenant Tabb began his career with the Montgomery County Department of Correction and Rehabilitation on March 31st, 2008. During his 15-year career, Lieutenant Tabb progressed through the ranks, promoted to Correctional Officer 2, Private First Class, in April of 2019, then to Correctional Officer 3, Corporal, in April of 2011. Sergeant on January 20th, 2019, and Lieutenant on April 9th, 2023. Also during his career, Lieutenant Tabb has held various positions as a Central Control Officer. He is an Honor Guard member and a member of the department's Emergency Response Team. In 2019, he was selected to ERT Assistant Team Commander. Lieutenant Tabb has always proven to be an asset to the department with honesty, willingness to assist anyone, and reliability. He received numerous awards, the Rockville Public Safety Emeritus Service Citation. He also received a Medal of Valor in 2015. Lieutenant Tabb consistently goes out of his way to assist others. He received many accolades for his professional attitude and willingness to help those who contact him. His positive attitude, devoted spirit, and desire to assist are some of the reasons he should be honored with the Divisional Employee of the Year for Corrections. ERT is unruly if you can't tell. They just, no home training. Okay. Medical and Behavioral Health Services Division Employee of the Year, Ann Walden. He's right behind ERT, by the way. Okay. Ms. Ann Walden joined the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation as a correctional health nurse on May 31st, 2006. Nurse Walden is very effective in her role in providing and coordinating care for inmates as a correctional health nurse. Her dedication to confronting complex health issues such as improving inmates' health care experience, developing and implementing comprehensive care plans, providing education, and encouraging medication compliance, all while reducing environmental hazards and containing safety risks. She always shows great initiative and diligence in addition to having a pleasant attitude under stress. She has the unique ability to develop intelligent plans and successfully implement them. Her response is usually, "It's tight, but we'll get it done." She demonstrates admirable leadership skills. Many of her peers seek her advice and express their appreciation of her pleasant and encouraging attitude. Feedback from her colleagues include, she is kind, compassionate, has fantastic communication skills, and provides excellent quality of care in nursing leadership. Whenever you walk into the nurse's station and she is the charge nurse, the unit is well organized and runs efficiently. This is true. Based on the above, Nurse Ann Walden meets the definition of a role model and an employee who performs in an outstanding manner. Okay. Next, we have the Departmental Employee of the Year. Okay. Awarded to one employee within the department who has an extraordinary contribution to the division and/or the department. The employee has exhibited extraordinary performance of significant magnitude and long-term impact on the organization. The Departmental Employee of the Year is Christy Reddy, Corporal Christy Reddy. Corporal Reddy has been employed with the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation as a correctional officer for over 19 years. She currently serves as an FTO and mentor to new and impressionable officers and serves as a senior floor officer. Reddy works tediously and is flexible and willing to work in any capacity. She will not quit until she has completed her assigned task. When Corporal Reddy is working, the assigned area and the supervisors do not have to wonder whether her assignments are completed. During the pandemic, Reddy was instrumental in helping to coordinate the various vaccine clinics held within the facility. In addition, when canteen was not available to distribute throughout the facility, Corporal Reddy accepted the lead role, ensuring that inmates' canteen were delivered to them at both facilities in a timely manner, which encouraged a calm atmosphere. Corporal Reddy works closely with the Jail Addiction Services team to assist incarcerated individuals to discontinue addiction. Corporal Reddy is a self-starter. She goes to great lengths to complete her assignments. She is approachable, dependable, and not afraid of a challenge. Corporal Reddy handles her responsibilities without becoming overwhelmed or disorganized. When faced with working with the mentally ill population, Reddy maintains her composure and patience. Corporal Reddy personifies the meaning of a correctional officer. She works hard and is objective and empathetic to others under her supervision. She uses tact and good interpersonal skills. She is alert and willing to go the extra mile. She's disciplined, judicious, empathetic, and conducts herself with a sense of responsibility. Reddy is a leader who demonstrates good personal and social skills. And my North 2 housing would not run without Corporal Reddy. Next, we have the new Employee of the Year. Awarded to an employee within the division who has made an outstanding contribution. The employee has exhibited extraordinary performance beyond that which be normally expected in carrying out his or her duties. The new Employee of the Year, it's actually 2 people this year. Management Services Division, Kelly Jonas, Office Services Coordinator. Kelly joined DOCR last year after working for HHS since 2013. Kelly is a quick study and has jumped in to help everyone in the Management Services Division. In addition to her role as an Officer Services Coordinator, she assists with sending out health status reports, checks on light duty slots, and assists with FEMLA. Kelly also ensures the insurance certificates required for contracts are current and processes them for approval from the Office of Risk Management. Since the DOCR HR has biweekly intro-level CO testing, Kelly has assigned HR with the testing of the HR representatives were not available. She has helped to organize the employee gift-giving campaign and the previous director's retirement event. She is creative and makes suggestions on what can be done. Her efforts, contributions due to a vacancy in the Senior Executive Administrative Aide position. She also performed the OSC coordinator task for the director's office. Kelly is recognized as the new Employee of the Year for the Management Services Division. Thank you, Kelly. New Employee of the Year, Detention Services Division, Obiha Okiki. Officer Okiki is an outstanding, reliable, and consistent officer who has demonstrated his correctional knowledge and experience. As a new officer, he quickly learned the DOCR operations. He takes initiative and always makes sure any task assigned to him is done diligently and effectively. Officer Okiki is a team player, very hardworking, always ready to assist his fellow officers, and it is always a pleasure working with him. Officer Okiki possesses an excellent spirit and is deserving of the new Officer of the Year Award for Detention Services Division.
This person actually came.
Oh, she's here. At this time, I would like to acknowledge and have them come up Officer Villatoro. I understand she's here. Ben? At this time, Acting Director Ben Stevenson is returning to the podium.
Hey, thank you all. 4 years, we're going to get the rust out and get this smoother. We're all learning, me included. But at this time, I wanted to do a special recognition award. This one's significantly important for a lot of the comments that were made by the county executive on how the last 3 years have been for our department. But this special recognition award, this year's special recognition award, recognizes exemplary performance under unprecedented circumstances caused by the nation's recent pandemic health crisis. On behalf of the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation, I am pleased to recognize the former director, Angela Talley, with the Director's Special Recognition Award for her leadership work with our department, our county, its citizens during a very difficult time. Former Director Talley clearly demonstrated leadership agility, creativity, the ability to lead and collaborate while overcoming specific workplace challenges, and there were many, resulting from the pandemic. Throughout the pandemic, her leadership incorporated daily detailed planning, reviewing analytics to best organize and carry out our mission-critical operations. And during a time of major uncertainty, as mentioned previously, there were many things we did not know and were learning as we went. So based on former Director Talley's leadership, the Department of Correction and Rehabilitation made informed decisions which guided safe operations, protecting both staff members and inmates alike. It should always be remembered that former Director Talley's leadership during this time of significant magnitude was instrumental in keeping our jail operations safe at all times. So on behalf of DOCR, I want to thank former Director Angela Talley for her leadership and dedicated work during the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Oh, wonderful. Oh. They said I get to say something. Oh, my goodness. So, definitely surprised. Glad I dressed up. Glad I showed up, because when you retire, days are your own. You can do what you want to do. And I'm enjoying it. I am so happy to be here, though, to acknowledge you guys. This week is not enough. Correctional employees and a week is not enough for all the work that you do. At the many, you guys sent me out with a bang, and at the many parties, I always wanted to recognize the staff. Your leadership can only do their part. They can make some of the difficult decisions that we have to. They're not popular decisions, but in the end, we have to think about everybody, make everybody safe. But if you don't buy into that and you don't commit to that, then we aren't safe and we don't do our jobs. And so you did that for not me, but for the county and for the people that are entrusted in our care on a daily basis. And I thank you for doing that. It was tough work and you were tired. I saw it in your eyes. I saw it when I came in, saw it when I walked around. When I tried to help and I would fall down in the kitchen because I couldn't help really. But through it all, one of your sayings that I know she used to say to me all the time, it's tough, but we're gonna get it done. It was tough. It was a tough 3 years, and we got it done. And we got it done with no loss of lives, which is amazing. And so that, for me, is my greatest accomplishment, that I walked through this and we got through this, and there was no loss of lives from COVID. And so I thank you so much. You're a great team to work for. I am proud of all of you, proud of all the awardees today. I know that there are tough decisions when you have to make all the awards and who gets this and who gets that. For those who aren't here, who are back at the institutions running it so you can be here, we know that they all deserve our thanks, our congratulations, and like I said, this week should be more than a week. So thank you every day for what you do. Thank you for recognizing me. I appreciate that, didn't expect it, but I thank you so much. And I'm just glad that we have events like this that can bring focus to the work that you do, because people don't have a clue. They believe when you drop someone off at the jail, that's it. Your turn, tag, you're it. And it's a lot that goes with that. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes with that. There's a lot of risk that you do every single day, and we need to acknowledge that. So thank you so much.
Okay, we have two more recipients of the Departmental Outstanding Performance Plaque Group Award for Telestaff Leave Accrual Project, Kay Beckley and Muhammad. And now we recognize our department retirees for 2022. Officer Allen, Officer Benson, Officer Boateng, CDO Cummins, Captain DeBoard, Del Cid, Duncans, D.W. Gilliam, Hazel, Idahan, Officer Jeffries, Corporal Linton, Warden Malagary, Jeffro Marlott, Jeffrey Matthews, Victoria Meadows, Tina Michaels, Alan Mitchell, James Rice, Vogelpool, Wagstaff, Wajda, and Martin Westby. Okay, guys, we made it. This is the end. We would like to thank and commend the committee who prepared this wonderful event. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen. At this time, we are adjourned. Please stay and enjoy lunch. catch up with some of the retirees, or just hang out. Thank you. Yeah.